We now have more disturbing details in the John Paul Miller case in regards to Jane Doe number 2, who just filed paperwork today. Let's go over what she says happened to her in the fall of 1999. She says she was just 14 years old when her parents decided to try to make a better decision for her and send her to the church school, the school that the church ran, who was ran by Reginald Wayne Miller. Now, she says she went up to the piano that John Paul was sitting at and playing, and he asked her if she wanted to play the piano. At 14 and just being trustive, she said, of course. And when she went to leave, he pulled her in to hug him. He put his hand down her clothes before she even knew what was going on. So she decided to go tell the truth and tell teachers, who then told Reginald Wayne Miller, who called her to his office. When she went into the office, allegedly Reginald Wayne Miller asked her to repeat what she had said. She tried to tell the truth and told him exactly what had happened to her. And instead of trying to protect her, he punished her and said, "How dare you lie about my son," allegedly. As her punishment, he made her write, "I will not lie about John Paul Miller," 5,000 times. She goes on to describe music class, a scene where two girls ripped open her shirt and put tissue down her bra, and John Paul Miller allegedly sat there and watched and laughed. During another time, she says they put bug spray down her mouth and that John Paul Miller stood there and gaggled and laughed and encouraged it. And then one day, she said that he came to her and said that she had failed the class, and if she would stay after school, he would fix it for her. She decided, even though she kind of thought against it, she decided to go ahead and trust him, and she did meet him there after school. And what happened next was horrific. He grabbed her, and she tried to push him away. Instead, he pushed back, and it pushed her down. And she got up and started running. I mean, running for life. Ran down the halls and out of the school and as far away from the school as possible. She describes another time that she brings a Harry Potter book to school. She claims that John Paul Miller saw the book, and she was called into Reginald Wayne Miller's office where him and John Paul Miller were. She was told that she was not following God and that she was a servant of Satan. They took the book from her and then set it on fire in front of her. And then they grabbed her and poured water over her head. She claims Reginald Wayne Miller beat her. She was 16, and that was her last year there at the school. Now, she says that she suppressed these memories until the death of Micah Miller, when she started to recall what happened to her, thus pausing and resetting the statute of limitations in this case. She joins Jane Doe number 1. They have the same attorney, and Mark Tinsley is also going to help on this one too, as he is helping with Jane Doe number 1. And you'll recall that Mark Tinsley is known best from the Murdaugh trial. Join me live in the morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have the full 46-page complaint. We'll go over each section again, and we'll talk about Jane Doe number 1, and we will discuss other true crime cases, but specifically this one. So make sure you bookmark this and repost it so you can find your way back. And don't forget, in the morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be live to talk about this.